GOC Materia Plus 8-string review. Let's go. Okay, time for the specs of this GOC Materia Plus 8-string. All right, we have the dual locking headpiece system, stainless steel. We have the SR spacer, which is kind of like a nut, but because there's a 0 fret right in front of it, it's kind of more just like a string retention holder to make sure it stays in place and the string doesn't move back and forth. All right, and that is stainless steel along with the other 24 stainless steel frets. We have some cool hollow dot inlays, which look really nice, on the 16-inch radius fretboard. We have an RPC fretboard, which is just another name for Richlite. GOC usually uses Richlite, but once in a while they'll use RPC, which is just, you know, a different brand doing recycled paper composites. Very nice. It's meant to emulate ebony, and it's super smooth, nice and black. No dye required. That will come off when you clean. All right, very nice, very nice. Fretwork's very nice. No dead spots or anything like that. Very consistent. We have the truss rod adjustment there, the heel. We have 2 8-string GOC pickups. These are the Paragon pickups. They are actually quite good. I am told by GOC that they're actually hand wound, which doesn't surprise me because they have certain qualities that hand wound pickups have. Very good pickups overall. They're kind of like a medium output Almaco 5 set. So not to everyone's taste, but they're definitely good pickups in my mind, especially for this 8-string at least. All right, we have a 3-way blade switch, 1 volume. The knob is actually quite nice. It's very, very similar to a PRS, like a USA PRS knob. I really, really like it. One thing I'm surprised about, it does not have push-pull, which for a company like GOC, it just seems kind of strange not to have that split coil abilities, but you can always add that later. All right, the top is Mappa burl, or burled poplar, same thing. Mappa is just poplar from Europe, if I'm not mistaken. Turquoise finish, which is really cool. It looks green in some lighting. In other lighting, it looks kind of bluish. On the camera, it's coming up kind of bluish, where in person right now, I'm seeing more green. And of course, you have the GOC inlays there. Very nice. All right, we have the bridge, the ZS-R1 bridge. A really good stable bridge. The issue is, in my opinion, is just getting it set up. Adjusting the string height, for example, is just annoying. So what you have to do is you have to get a needle or something along the lines that fits in these little tiny circles. You have to remove all the tension on the string, and then you stick the needle in here, and you can move it clockwise or counterclockwise, and that raises or lowers the saddle here. It's very awkward, especially because it spins circular. And again, you have to use a weird tool. A lot of people in GOC will recommend a SIM card pin that you get to open a SIM card tray on your phone. That works quite well. But again, once it's set up, it's a nice bridge, very stable. I can turn all of the tuning pegs with my fingers, no problem. But if you like, there's also these notches here. So you can put a pick in there, and that makes it even easier. All right, and you can see here the side. All right, very nice. One thing I like about GOC is that this design here on the Materia has this piece of wood here, where a lot of other headless will have this area carved out completely. So what happens is, if you're in classical position, the tuning pegs will dig into your leg. But with this, it just, your leg just feels this piece of wood here. So a really good design there. There's the jack. Also, of course, this is an 8-string with a 26-inch scale on the treble side and a 28-inch scale on the bass side. We'll flip it over now. Actually, before we do that, we'll get a look at the side. All right, very, very nice. The neck is actually quite thin, much thinner than I was expecting. I believe it's 20 millimeters near the top, and then near the heel it's 21 millimeters. Very nice though. Very thin feeling. Onto the back, we have the one-piece micarta neck, which is another composite material meant to simulate wenge. It's very smooth, very, very smooth, very comfortable to play. I like it a lot. There's the AO neck profile. As you can see here, this line that kind of runs down. It's kind of an asymmetrical line, where I think the top is kind of like a V shape and the bottom is like a D shape, I believe, or a U, I can't remember exactly. But very comfortable. I really like it. And then moving on, we have the back, which is Northern Ash in the same finish, the turquoise finish. And then over here we have, if you want to put in active pickups like Fishman's or EMGs or what have you, they already have a battery compartment here set up. So you don't have to worry about fitting the battery in the regular control cavity. Yeah, I believe that's everything. I'm sure I would have missed some kind of spec along the way. If I have, just throw a comment in the comment section and I'll be happy to fill you in. All right, so what do I think about it? The GOC Materia Plus 8-string guitar. Well, it's pretty phenomenal. It's really well constructed. Fit and finish is pretty close to top notch. I couldn't really find any flaws personally. It feels good. The design is cool. It sounds good straight out of the box. It was set up well. I did lower the saddles a bit because I like pretty low string height. But yeah, it was good to go right out of the box. I haven't done anything to it. These are literally still the stock strings, which I think are a 10-46, a 60, and an 80. The tension's great. The 26 to 28 inch scale length, I was kind of afraid of at first, but it didn't take very long to get used to, honestly. And I don't know, I think I'd have maybe problems getting used to a shorter scale after playing this. One good thing about that long scale, especially for the low string, is added tension, especially when you have an 80. Makes things really nice, so you don't have to go much higher than an 80. And it also helps the tone fairly significantly, right? The longer scale length, less low mid bassiness that you'll tend to get. So tonally, it does a lot and feels nice with the tension. Stock pickups are actually really good, and because of their configuration, you can change them out really easily. So that's awesome. Customer service for GOC is actually super good. They're kind of everything you want in a small guitar company. They're very, very involved with their fans and the people that buy their guitars, the community. They look for suggestions from community members. You see them on groups, trying to get information and feedback all of the time. So they're very active in those areas. And again, if you have questions or anything is wrong, you just shoot them a message and they're really quick to respond. They're very kind, very generous, clear communication. So it's very nice. Yeah, I would say this is a guitar that's very well worth it, especially considering, you know, you can get it for the price you can. It arrives usually within a week or so once you order it, because again, these are all done. They do them in small batches, different runs, and they're ready to ship out as soon as you order it if they're on their website on AliExpress. So that's nice. There's not really a long wait time. And they're always innovating, adding new things, adding new styles. They're not putting out the same, you know, finished guitar exactly like this, you know, for 2 or 3 years straight. There's always something different down the pipeline. So that's really cool, because you get to follow and jump on these new guitars all the time. But that's also the downside, is that if you're looking for one and they don't have any available at the time, you have to wait for a drop. Now, usually they drop batches around once a month or so. So they're frequent enough that you don't have to wait too long. But yeah, I was actually very lucky to pick this one up. These were really popular at the time. So I almost got the purple one, but I ended up getting this the turquoise, and I'm really happy with the turquoise actually. So yeah, so I guess the question that I'm likely to get is this or the NK guitar. Both are on AliExpress, both are really well priced, and you get a lot of bang for your buck, especially nowadays with all the price hikes. So my answer to that is it depends really what you want. I think overall the better instrument in terms of build quality, fit and finish, those kinds of things is the GOC for sure. It's top notch. No issues whatsoever. It comes out looking fantastic. No worries in terms of, you know, finish chipping or anything like that. It's, at least this one is great. And from what I've heard from other people, their experience is usually quite the same as well. So really reliable, really consistent. So definitely, I think the better built guitar. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the stock pickups are much better than the NK. And with the no slant on the pickups, it's easy to change out the pickups if you want your particular sound, which is really nice. Now it is more expensive than the NK, so that's kind of the trade-off. And you might not like the GOC designs or the neck. And with the NK, you can customize pretty much everything: woods, finish, inlays, all that stuff. So with the GOC, you're kind of limited, but it's an amazing guitar. It really is. I'd really like to try some of the 7s and the 6s sometime, because I'm really impressed by the 8-string. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Feel free to support the channel. Again, in the links down below, there's some ways for you to support the channel, and all of that money would go to just more content for the channel itself. So it's going to a good place, and I always appreciate all of the support. So you have yourself a wonderful day. This is Mike from GearHeads signing off. See you soon.